Welcome back to Modern Art Blitz, where we talk about the best, brightest, and something else that starts with a B that is alliteration with the word art. We're stuck here in Los Angeles. We may as well enjoy it through the medium of fine art. And on this show, we do exactly that. My guest now, if you are on the internet and you are not following him, you're not a good follower. Mark Giorgione.
Thank
Giorgione?
you. Giorgione.
Mark Giorgione.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
Got a little poof in that, man. Hey,
Thank you.
But you could go on the internet by
Collage Baseball.
Collage Baseball. Have you noticed a sports theme today?
There's a little bit of baseball going around here.
All right. So
this is where I fit in.
So tell me now, you're an artist.
I am.
And you have been making collages with baseball cards?
Yes.
Is it a pretty inexpensive art supply store there?
There's ways where I can get around cutting up $10 cards. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You've cut up a $10 baseball card?
I've cut up a $22 Reggie Jackson just for art.
Wow, a $22.
I don't make that a habit.
Which is the $22 Reggie Jackson?
It's in the 70. I think it's a 72 maybe tops.
72 tops?
A's,
wow,
I think.
$22
Yeah, it's like I went back.
Mint?
Yeah, I thought this is going to be a lot. I better not cut it. And the fact that it was only 22, I said, you know what? You deserve to cut this up.
People spend $22 on like a pint, or a 1.5 ounce of India ink, and then never even use it.
I had a $22 cup of coffee today, actually.
There you go,
so,
man. Yeah, make mine a double.
I'm good.
Hey, so now you're making these collages and putting them on the internet. So they exist in the digital sphere, but they also exist as static object art.
They do. I meant to bring one and go, see?
But no, we're floating on a green screen.
Yeah, there it is.
Technology.
Boom!
Now explain.
But they're pretty small physically so far.
Explain what's happening in this. It's Pittsburgh. What's going on?
This is a commission, actually. I usually use a lot less players, although I've been commissioned to do an actual game, like like
everybody
a game,
in the field?
like in action, the
Wow.
outfielders. But someone is a huge Steelers and Pirates fan, and I don't know who they are, but the guy that ordered it said, I really need this done for my friend, and I said, awesome.
So you bought some football cards,
Clemente,
and some baseball cards. Barry Bonds?
Bonds is in there, of course. Jerome Bettis.
Willie Stargell?
Stargell, I did not
No
get
pops?
in there.
Oh!
I was under the gun on this one.
Can I tell you a baseball story?
Yeah, please.
Okay,
Are we here to talk about anything else?
Willie Stargell had the reputation as Pops. He was this loving guy.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, I love you.
Love him.
Right? And I met Willie Stargell.
I'm not surprised that you met him.
Biggest asshole I've ever met.
You were pretty awesome.
Top of the list. Biggest asshole I've ever met.
I'm not surprised.
I met Tanya Harding, and she was a distant
she was super
number
sweet,
two.
wasn't
No,
she?
she was pretty bad too.
Tanya Harding was the nicest person I ever
Tanya
actually
Harding.
met.
Actually, Tanya Harding had a kind of a bad vibe about her.
Gotcha.
You know, it was right around that time she was famous. But Willie Stargell, top of the list, biggest.
All right,
asshole.
good to know.
And not
Glad
just
I
to
didn't
me,
use him.
Not
Glad
just
I
to
didn't
me.
promote him here today on your show.
I don't just engender that, but I just had to throw that out there.
Willie,
the
what's the matter
Pops
with you?
thing. Oh, Pops! Everybody loves Pops.
Can you see my socks?
No, cool socks. Cool socks.
Thank you.
We like cool socks. We
Thank you.
reward our guests for cool socks.
Anyways.
So let's see some more of your collage baseball or your baseball collages.
Run it through.
What do we got here?
This is also in the same order another commission for Yankees fans. So you've got from left to right. Let's do it. Catfish Hunter, Bernie Williams, the star of the show, Mariano Rivera, otherwise known as Mo. Ron Guidry coming at you with the lefty. Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly up top near the hedges, and then the Derek Jeter that was recently honored and remembered forever.
So what's up with the lawnmower? Explain the
I've had this picture for a long time. It's not my picture, but in the book, and I kept going, Mo, it's got to be Mo, it's got to be Mo Vaughn, it's got to be Mariano Rivera. It's Mo, mowing the lawn. So the title of the piece is Mowing the Lawn with Ron. That I put on Instagram. It's cropped where it's just Mo and Ron because it's a little busy.
Nice.
So
nice. Now,
good.
are you a Yankee fan at all?
No, I'm a baseball fan.
You're a baseball fan.
And the antithesis of a Yankees fan. Well, back in the day, I'm a Braves fan.
Wow.
No, but yeah, I'm a Braves fan.
Wow. Atlanta Braves, your favorite team?
Yeah, I grew up watching them, so I kind of
on TBS, right?
That's just the hand. Yeah, that was just the hand that I dealt.
You're
but
not,
I was actually in Atlanta A lot of people are in California that are Braves fans because TBS.
Same with the Cubs with WGN.
Amazing.
Right?
I love that.
Aren't
I
you?
love that.
So why did the Braves they went to the playoffs how many times in a row?
See, I should have said I was a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
14 straight division titles, never to be done again, maybe.
Let me ask you something, though. What is it about Yankees, not the Yankees players or the Yankees team or the Yankees organization, but what is it about Yankees fans that irritate us so much?
I have no beef with them. I just, I mean.
You don't have a beef with the Yankees?
I did when I really was
1958. 58. What about 58? You could have won 2 in a row.
Oh, those guys! I hated those guys. They were so cocky. Those guys.
So let me ask you this though, a serious question though. Just looking at baseball, especially the Yankee dominance over the years. Without this guy here, Mariano Rivera.
Right.
Put a league average closer in, even though he did blow the 2001 World Series in Game 7, but with a league average closer. How many rings do they have?
You're gonna put me on the spot like that?
I mean, do they win? Do they win without?
Oh, I see.
Do they win without Rivera?
He might be one of the best closers ever to live. So they probably did shut the door. I mean, they would have been okay, but they were invincible.
I think now, here's the next question. Then, if he's that valuable, is he more valuable than the sacred Jeter?
Maybe, yeah.
Ooh. A lot of heresy in this.
I don't know.
A lot of heresy in this episode.
Jeter was amazing. He was still productive right until the end. So.
I think the advanced stats would prove that he wasn't really that great, especially near the end. But a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Yeah.
3,000 hits, is that
Mr.
automatic
New York.
entry?
Is it what? He had
automatic entry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Rafael Palmeiro?
Rafael Palmeiro. I haven't done one of him yet.
But what about him?
What about
Hall
him?
of Fame?
Oh, I don't know. You have to look at his numbers.
Steroids.
I know, but
you
know,
he's got the numbers, but they were enhanced.
Is Bonds and McGuire in yet?
Nope.
Well, then if they don't get in, Palmeiro doesn't get in.
Definitely.
I mean, Canseco's got to go first before everyty.
Canseco's not even on the ballot. Canseco's not even on the ballot.
No, he wasn't good enough, right? Yeah.
What about Sammy Sosa?
He doesn't have a record, does he?
Well, he's over 600 home runs.
I don't know.
There's only 9 players
that
that's
whole
over 600. Did you know that
whole
last
asteroid thing?
Do you know last night?
Kidding, it was
the asteroid, the asterisk. Do you know last night who became the ninth player to hit 600
I've been
home
thinking
runs?
of doing an Albert Pujols for a while, and I did one a while ago. It was Pujols.
Well,
not Pujols.
Not Pujols. Okay, yeah.
I don't want to do that.
You could get kicked off Instagram.
I feel like there's so much coverage on it that I don't want to be. I kind of want to beat to my own drum and do my own commentary, but I like to be current event too, so it's hard.
Current event's tough because you just get lumped in with everyone else unless you
but
finding
then
you
might catch the wave.
Finding the unique take is tough.
Yeah.
That's. But you might get retweeted.
That's true. Well, that's how I'm even here, is because Baseball Card Vandals reposted.
Oh yeah.
One of my things on Instagram.
That's how I found you.
I got my followers.
So let's move on because there's more baseball.
Move.
And
hurry
more
up!
Art. More art.
Just kidding.
Who's this?
That's Jack Clark.
Jack Clark. What's he doing in a drink?
You know, they were serving him as a little, it's sort of like an umbrella, like for a cocktail. It was Jack and Coke Day on Southwest Airlines. And he's a great little ornament in the Jack and Coke.
Jack Clark, Jack and Coke. Yeah. Okay, because I was thinking Reggie Jackson was the straw that stirred the drink.
Oh, I'm coming to you for I'm coming to you for all my titles now.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. That was an easy one. I'm in the minor leagues in this thing. Let me tell you.
Man,
I used to think I was hot shit. I got on the internet
and I'm in high school.
Once I got on the internet, there was so many baseball nerds out there. So now, do you get
You're prolific in your baseball
Well,
ways.
let's just say that
famous.
Every man has a past.
Touch you.
Okay. Every man has a past.
Right.
I never played the game in the world's Howard Cosell. Do tell me though, did you ever play the game?
Yeah, I played high school baseball.
Yep.
What was your greatest college baseball, but I wanted to do some other things. So
someone didn't get a scholarship. So hey, what was your greatest moment as a player?
Catching the last out to play spoiler to Chattahoochee High School. We crushed their playoff hopes, and I actually caught the last fly ball in the outfield to end my actual last catch as a baseball player.
That is noble. I love it when you say, "Oh, I won this. I had a walk-off hit." But when you ruin someone else's dreams,
Spoiler.
You're both player and fan.
That was it, though. That was it.
You know, the greatest art has got to have a drop of blood in it somewhere. That's what I always think. Just got to have a drop of someone else's blood in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on though, because you got. I'm a fan, and
thanks, man.
I'll be looking.
This is amazing. I'm really stoked to be here. This is amazing production here.
Okay. Let's see the whole thing here. I'm not part of the collage. What's this?
This is another commission.
Jeez, you got a lot of man. You're pitching the commissions here.
I am just like on fire.
That just is modern art blitz has gone QVC here, but tell me what's going on here.
So this is a New York street scene, obviously, and look how bizarre with the Great Dane up on the person back there, and it's a typical day in New York, but it's from 1975, and it's by Joel Meyerowitz, who's an amazing photographer, American colorist photographer, and a lot of these images are used by well-known contemporary artists or photographers. And so I just sort of look at the colors and look at the players and get the right scale. It's really tricky, actually, to get the right scale.
Who's in this one?
So that's the quarterback, the brother of that other guy. No, Eli Manning. And then
these are all New York Giants players.
Yeah, they're all Giants players.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you just straight out, what is the size of this, and what does it go for?
So this is it's an actual book page. So it's not
like 8.5 by 11.
It's 11 by 14 for $400. I wanted to really draw that out.
You want to draw it out?
What I'm
Get
saying.
to the point.
Yeah.
And
sold. Unavailable.
And you don't do these digital editions because in a way you're.
You know, I don't know how to deal with it because I get a lot of people on Instagram say, "I want this," and it's like, well, okay.
Couple $100.
What's a print cost?
No prints.
So it's kind of tough.
I think my advice, just being in the art world a few years.
Unique pieces.
Uniques. No
pieces.
Prints.
Screen shoot it if you want it. Print it out on your Xerox
at home.
The
print is on Instagram. You get the print for free. The original.
The original, you have to know somebody to get one of these.
You gotta know your Collage Baseball. So you're on Instagram as
Collage Baseball,
and you're on Facebook as
Collage Baseball.
You're not Collage Ball. Where are you Collage Ball?
Collage Ball was on Facebook, but I didn't know how to use Facebook. That's why that it is what it is. It's
so you got two then.
I have 12 friends that are followers on Facebook, but I have over 1,000 on Instagram.
Wow. Woo. Let's see more collages here. I know we got at least one more, right? Do we have one more? We do.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Who's this?
Ty Cobb.
Wow, Ty Cobb.
Yeah. The great Ty. So I love how minimal it can be too. You just literally just cut out a baseball card, put it in a book page, and he's there on the farm.
But Ty Cobb existed prior to actual baseball cards, didn't he?
Yeah, what's interesting is you can
contemporary baseball cards.
Well, they didn't look. They couldn't really. I don't know. They just didn't make cards like this. They just had it all portrait cards back in the day.
Yeah.
And Topps and Fleer and all these companies still make. They go back and
they do retro.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a cutout from a retro card.
Yeah.
And it's Ty on the farm because he grew up on a farm.
Ty on the farm. I just sort of thought he did because he was such a really.
You know what happened with Ty Cobb after baseball? Do you know the story about it?
Tell me.
He had invested all his money in one company. And the fear was if this company goes belly up, Ty Cobb's going to be completely broke and destitute. Right. Instead, that company was Coca-Cola. He ended up owning like a sizable, in stock, a small percentage, and maybe it was 1%, maybe less, but he was basically set for life, and he spent a lot of his own money taking care of baseball players who were down on their, if you're down on your luck as a baseball player, you could always send Ty Cobb a note, and he would send you $20, $100.
Good man.
As bad a reputation as he had for a lot of reasons, most of them earned.
He left it all out on the field, man. He was
Ty Cobb,
brutal.
Bad reputation. Jumped into the stands once to beat up a fan. My kind of player. But people always bring him up when they say, "Oh, we shouldn't have the Reuters in the Hall of Fame." Okay, and yet we have this bad guy Ty Cobb in the Hall of Fame because he's a great player, one of the greatest players of all time. Certainly superior to Pete Rose, who beat his hits record by far. But we don't have Pete Rose because of gambling. He gambled. What do you think of Pete Rose? What do you think of the Reuters? Do the numbers just let him in?
I don't know. I think so. You know, Pete Pete Rose had a chance to sort of apologize, and he didn't take it. And but if he just apologized, right? It would be like, oh, okay, Petey, you hit the baseball better than anybody.
Actually, my theory was they set him up and said, oh, if you just apologize for it and admit it, we'll let you in. And then he admitted it, and they went, oh, we can't do a fucking thing.
Well, yeah, it's hard to say. So he did admit it after all these years, right? And they're like, well, too bad.
Yeah. See, I think my belief was that
life is cruel, you know.
They set him up. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes,
you know.
yes, well,
you can't gamble while you're a manager for your team.
I saw Pete Rose, and I looked it up on Baseball Reference to get the exact thing, but I saw Pete Rose manage a game as the manager of the Cincinnati Reds in 1988.
Cool.
Okay. 2 years after this, the Reds won the World Series with essentially definitely the same core of the team, with the Nasty Boys. Remember that?
Yeah.
1990.
Yeah.
Okay.
March
so I saw him in 1988. The Dodgers eventually won the World Series that year. But I saw, Pete Rose is a manager. Remember this now.
Okay.
This is a man with gambling debts. He had a pitcher pitching, and the pitcher wasn't pitching good. But he left that pitcher in. And the Dodgers had 22 hits in that game. 22 hits.
Wow.
Most of the hits off that pitcher. Okay, but this is the weirdest thing. Every hit in the game was a single. So they were just taking easy. And I thought, after the whole Pete Rose scandal came off, God, I remember that game. I wonder if he threw that game.
Every hit was a single?
22 singles. You could look it up.
He shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, see, I think, my opinion, he was throwing games as manager of the Cincinnati Reds. Because after he was gone, because he got kicked out in '89, the next year, they won it all. He swept the heavily favored Oakland A's in 4 games.
I want to go back and look at all that. It's that, where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
How many hours a day do you spend on baseballreference.com?
A day, probably about 7.
7 hours?
No, I'm kidding. No, I like every once in a while I'll go on there because I know
Really?
a fact. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm on that site at least. Yeah, a few minutes a day, of course.
I have the MLB app, so I'm looking at scores and standings.
My opinion. Do you think that everybody uses Baseball Reference for the you can
Right,
really do
yeah,
the
for
investigation?
sure.
Should the guy who founded baseballreference.com just started the website one day? I'm going to have every baseball stat here, and built it and has it. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? His name is Sean
absolutely.
Foreman.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I totally agree
I think Bart
with you.
Simpson was just inducted into the baseball. I'm serious. I think he actually was, because there was an episode where the Simpsons
episode of The
had all the
Simpsons?
baseball players.
Well-
I'll tell you, the Baseball Reference, one time, I said, you know what, I'm going to go back to the first time I went to a game, and I actually, through Baseball Reference, figured out the game. No, don't tell me when, and ask me when, because I won't remember, but I actually could figure out when Yastrzemski hit one when I was 5 years old. You can look at the box score. So Baseball Reference is that in depth to where you can go through and actually find where
That's what I like it. I found the first game I went to, but
That's
the one thing
amazing.
I like about Baseball Reference now, they have a new feature where they have the name of the fan who caught the ball. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, we got a last collage to look at. Tell us what's going on here. You don't need me here to see it.
I've got some scissors.
Oh.
And, okay. Yeah, that's Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan.
In the backyard, and I think it's in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
By a photographer named Stephen Shore, who's prolific in recording Americana landscapes with the travels that he took in the 70s from New York to LA. And all these guys existed, man. They all used large format cameras. They still are alive. I don't think they're using large format cameras anymore. That means actual film. That just doesn't happen anymore. But having all these books and looking through all this stuff reminds me of being a kid, and then putting baseball players in these landscapes, and then it was kind of like being in the backyard again when you're a kid, saying, I'm Ken Griffey Jr., I'm Dale Murphy, and then you put those two together, you can go right back to those memories in a visual way. It's pretty cool.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mark, thank you
sir.
for being a guest
My pleasure.
on Modern Art Blitz. We'll be back right after this. Woo-hoo!
fun.
Wait,
Thank
everybody come on up.
Welcome to the land of illusion. Welcome to your final resting